She didn't even see it coming. One moment she was fastening her seatbelt in row 9, hoping for nothing more than a quiet flight. And the next, the flight attendant's sharp voice cut through the cabin like a blade. Passengers turned their heads as she was ordered to stand, her carry-on clutched to her chest like a shield. Confusion burned in her chest when the attendant declared her seat invalid. Then came the humiliation. She was asked to leave row 9 altogether. A ripple of whispers spread down the aisle, strangers' eyes drilling into her like questions she couldn't answer. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you re-watching from. I love knowing who is listening. She moved down the aisle with trembling hands, her pulse echoing in her ears. Nobody spoke up. Nobody defended her. Only the heavy silence of judgment, punctuated by the low murmur of curiosity. Why was she singled out? Why was she forced to move? Even she didn't know. And yet, beneath her humiliation, there was something else. A quiet fear she hadn't felt in years. She had promised herself she would stay invisible, that her past would never catch up to her. But as she settled into a cramped seat near the back, she couldn't shake the weight of memory pressing against her ribs. The plane climbed into the skies, clouds parting like curtains. Passengers drifted into quiet conversation, laughter, and sleep. But not her. Her gaze fixed on the small window, scanning the horizon as if expecting something no one else could see. And then it happened. The sudden roar of engines outside shattered the calm. Gasps filled the cabin. Faces pressed against windows. Out of nowhere, an F-22 Raptor slid into view, sleek and merciless against the vast blue. Its presence was both terrifying and oddly reassuring. The crowd buzzed with fear. Was this an escort? A threat? The captain's voice didn't come. The silence was deafening. And then, impossibly, the radio crackled. But it wasn't for the pilot. The F-22 spoke her code name. A name no one on that plane should have known. A name she had buried years ago, deep in classified files and darker memories. Her heart stopped. The passengers were bewildered. Who was she, that a war machine in the sky would call for her? The murmurs turned into sharp whispers. Some leaned away, some leaned closer, desperate to unravel the mystery unfolding before them. She lowered her eyes, shame and pride battling in her chest. She thought she had left that life behind. She thought she could be just another passenger. She thought she'd never hear that name again. She was wrong. The fighter jet tilted its wings, a silent salute, then steadied its position alongside the plane. Every eye turned to her now. The woman from row 9. And in that piercing silence, the truth pressed harder. She had saved lives once, too many to count, and in the process, lost the right to her anonymity. Should she acknowledge it or deny it? The moral weight bore down like gravity. If she stayed silent, she could slip back into obscurity. But if she stood, if she owned her name, she would be opening doors she had tried so hard to close. Her hands clenched. Her breath trembled. And then, with the strength of someone who had carried secrets heavier than steel, she stood. She turned to the rows of strangers, her voice steady though her soul quaked. That call sign, it was mine. For a heartbeat, silence. Then the unthinkable happened. Applause erupted, hesitant at first, then swelling like a wave, filling the cabin with warmth and awe. Tears blurred her vision as the humiliation of row 9 melted into something else entirely. Recognition, respect, and a reminder that honor, no matter how deeply buried, never truly fades. Because kindness doesn't vanish. It waits, and it finds its way back. And as the F-22 soared alongside, its shadow racing the plane across endless skies, she realized that sometimes the past doesn't come to haunt. Sometimes it comes to remind the world and yourself who you really are. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, do you believe that the past always finds us, no matter how far we run?